So no headphones.
Welcome to a brand new episode of the Real Life Podcast, a member of the Nation Network of podcasts and delivered by DoorDash.
Welcome to Real Life, everyone. What is going on right now? I think that I'm in love with Matthew Tkachuk. Are you guys all drunk?
Talking over the intro, a tradition unlike any other.
Is my mic on?
Yes.
Oh, my headphones aren't on. That's why I can barely hear myself.
Aren't your headphones on? Is this your cord?
I was feeling good this morning, and now I'm not feeling as good as I did this morning.
Where are your headphones plugged into?
Nothing.
I don't figure this out.
Are we podcasting right now?
Yeah, we are. This is
Oh,
live.
yeah, we are. This episode 379 brought to you by the HGA Group. Welcome into the show. Your Chuck J, Bag Milk, and Ryan Felton of Family Feud Canada fame in studio.
Hello.
So the reason Ryan's here is because you flew into Edmonton to watch Game 7.
Yes, absolutely. That I'm still buzzing from Saturday. I don't think my hands have stopped shaking.
That was a night.
That was a magical night.
That was that had Game 6 vibes to me from 06, just with, well, how the city was, man. Like I remember Game 6 in 2006, we're out and just the buzz of the city was insane. Just thousands and thousands and thousands of people and all, cheering and honking and just, like I said, good vibes. And, I was walking around after the game, went to our friends at the Pint for a quick post-game celebratory pop, and then decided to get home. Some father guilt was kicking in, so I had to get home early. I also knew I had a full pizza waiting for me, so I was excited to eat that. I was going to go oodle noodle late night, but my girlfriend told me she bought me a pizza specifically for me to eat when I got home. So
That's very nice of her.
And clutch.
Very clutch. And I ate a lot of it. It was shocking. But I literally just stood on the corner of Jasper and 109th Street for like 15 minutes and just like observed the insanity. And it was like, I was just smiling. Like it was such an amazing thing to witness. And I was talking to cops and there's a ton of cop presence there just to make sure we were well behaved. And then I knew they were probably gonna have their hands full and they were also super jacked, but it was just, that was just so good to see.
Yeah. Like everything about it, obviously like nervous going into things.
Yeah.
But you're talking about the crowd, like going in, because we needed to meet up before the game.
Yeah.
Because I was in the romper.
Yes.
Cowboy Chris was there.
Rally romper.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Cowboy Chris for sure.
My girlfriend was sitting with you guys at the game, so she had to enter with you guys. So I thought we were going to meet out at the outdoor plaza. And then you look and the line was like over a block long.
There's two entry points and both lines are that long.
I saw people online saying they waited in line for like 2 hours and didn't get into the outdoor plaza because they hit capacity.
Well, like that's the reality about that plaza. Like it only can fit so many people because it's in a tight little like square. Yeah. But yeah. Wow.
It was crazy. And then inside the rink, obviously nuts. And then was it first or second intermission that you reached out to me, Felton?
I think it was first.
Yeah,
end of the second.
End of the second. Yeah. And you were like, hey, I'm at the game. We'll do a flyby.
Yeah.
And so we met up in the second intermission. I obviously told Jay and Bag Milk that you were there. And when I told you that they were here, you were fired up.
I was pretty fired up. I'm not gonna lie. I love you guys so much. And it's like being a fan in Van. We don't get as much coverage out there, right? But having you guys all the time giving me shout outs and shit, I have too much fun. It's like I'm talking with my boys back home.
Yeah.
So
then we took a nice picture with the big bobbleheads too.
Oh yeah.
Nice photo.
Didn't touch the heads though.
No.
Strictly told we could not, and we did not.
Well, which one of us started touching the head first?
Yeah, I was just
Very
curious.
on brand for Bag Milk.
I was curious how much they bobble.
They bob.
They bob.
What did you think of the atmosphere inside the arena?
It was just bonkers. Like I've heard that word all week, it feels like, but it's exactly that. Everybody was just on top of that, nothing but good vibes.
Oh yeah.
And so loud, like just after like the third period, when they started doing the singing after the song had ended again, like it's just amazing. Like, it's just, I'm still smiling.
The vibes are good. The vibes are good. Well, like I said, the Oilers gave us a reason to have really good vibes. Mm-hmm. There's so many funny stories of, everyone playing their part. And what they did to help the team will to victory that we'll maybe dissect later or something that were kind of funny leading up to that. But just like to talk about the game, Like, yeah, it was 0-0 until CC scored, which was what point in the second
6
halfway?
minutes to go.
6 minutes to go in the second period.
Yeah.
But like, you still, with how they were playing, you still felt like they were in control. They were creating and they were defending. Like, that was the best playoff game they have played since some point in 06. Like they shut down LA. Like they put a lot of focus on defense, which was, they stopped trying to do the run and gun, will outscore you game, and played a legitimate playoff hockey game. And that game easily could have been 5-0. It's just quick played good.
Yep.
Yep.
You know,
And the Oilers didn't get a bounce. Like Yamamoto throws one directly off the post with an open net.
Yeah.
There was a couple that squeaked through the crease. Like, you're right. It could have been 5-0.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But if I just felt like we had like we were going to be okay that whole time, even though it was 0-0 and it was still high stress. I just felt with the way they were playing that like it was just a matter of when.
It was a calmness, like even up in the upper deck. Like, I'm sitting next to the next guy and he's right away. You're just like, we've got this.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
It was just,
Yeah. It was special, man.
See, so
that was special.
For me, I was, I guess it's just maybe difference in personalities or whatever. I was a ball of nerves the whole time.
Well, of course it's 0-0. And
Like, I just kept having the doom and gloom thought in my head of like, one bounce is going to decide this. And the longer the game goes, I'm like, God, the longer this goes, the more it's likely just one bounce, and any team can get a bounce right now. And I was so scared. And when CC scored, went bananas. I was still nervous after that though, because
well, of course, like
Yeah.
this is what it is. Like, of course, like I'm not saying like, oh, we're 100% doing this, but like I just felt better. I don't know, like that, like it was just a convincing win.
yeah, it was, and that's fair.
And it was only 2-0. It was, but it was convincing.
after that first goal went in, though, it was definitely a sigh of relief.
Big sigh of relief for sure, for sure. Like if you're not nervous, then you're not a fan. Like
Yeah.
you got to be nervous, and that's the whole point.
But you're right; they were playing so good.
Like they deserve to win the game. You're right.
They
A
did.
bad bounce could have cost that, but you know what? They're playing well enough to mitigate a bad bounce.
Yep.
Like, and we just weren't getting a bounce.
No,
But then, so we just had to keep at it, and sure as shit, Cody Ceci, our hero.
It was very funny. In the second period, we all changed seats where
Yes.
we were sitting. Then after Cody CC scored, we're like, all right, well, this is where we got to be the rest of the game. So that just lends back to doing your part. to make sure
I called the mix. I'm like, we got to mix up seats. We didn't score in the first. So then we mixed them up, and then we scored in the second. And then so we maintained formation.
smart.
The one thing that we did remain consistent through periods 1 through 3 is Bag Milk and I were consistently on the red wine.
we have red wine lifestyle was living large.
It was great. It was a gentleman match.
And then you mixed it with a little tea time throughout the game. Hey,
Yeah.
Oh, well, we were with Cowboy Chris,
yeah.
and he likes a vibe.
Mhm.
So he was ensuring that that's why I don't do shooters.
I don't either anymore all that often. And then I was trying to piece together the evening again yesterday before we did Oilers Nation Radio. And I was just like, what's going on? And then Tyler's just like, oh yeah, you guys are doing tequila shots. Like, yes. Tea time waits for no man.
Tea time can be forgetful though.
Well,
Yeah, it's that secret catalyst that you don't know. You don't know that it's moved you up a level, but you have.
Yeah.
at least one. At least one.
Yeah. Oh, I took a video of all of us to say thank you to our dear friend and sponsor of the Better Late Than Never podcast, Trilogy Oilfield, and the music studio department.
The audio department.
Audio
The
department.
audio
Yeah,
department.
sorry, Carrie. Did say thank you for his generosity. And I rewatched the video in the morning and I was like, wow. I thought we were in full control. There was zero control.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
But
people
that's
want
game 7, baby.
if people want another example of that, you can go watch the Instagram live we did on the Real Life account.
No.
Yeah.
When did we do that? I know we did one. No. I know we did one, but we did it. Did we do it post game or during the game?
We were talking about more pregame shows coming up.
Post game on the concourse. And it ends with you being like, how do you turn this off?
Oh, I'm such a, well, I sound like a boomer in that.
Yeah. It was,
Well, that's, you know what? That's what the real life account's for.
yeah,
For real
it
life.
didn't go on the main account. It
Didn't
went
go on the
Real
main
Life.
account. You have to really go find that.
Yeah.
And the real life listeners will understand that that is exactly how we should be at that moment
Mhm.
in time.
Ugh.
No
What a
regrets.
I liked how from where my seats were versus where you guys were, we could see each other. So we kind of had our LA style like point and cheer together when they'd score. That was nice. That was a nice moment.
I also enjoyed, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a moment, I think in the third period, and your girlfriend and I were looking down at you, and you and your dad were having a full on conversation, and we may have, and maybe it was the most words said in that conversation than maybe the whole regular season.
So here is the Yaremchuk and father update. We go to 75% of the home games we go to together. That game 7, was the first time we would have high-fived since Desharnais scored in 2017. And like, not even an exaggeration there. Like we high-fived
after the CC or the McDavid goal?
Both, and after they won.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So you've hit
Triple high five.
Triple high five kind of night. It was a big deal. But yeah, no, me and my dad had a good time at the game together.
That's great. I'm glad.
He didn't understand why I didn't just wear sweatpants under my romper because I was a little cold.
Doesn't understand fashion.
I was like, but that's like not the look. And he didn't really understand that. But you got to meet him.
Yeah, I got to meet him. We bought him a bottle of gin to say thank you for letting Tyler wear the romper.
Yep.
And he goes up to me and he goes, thanks for the bottle of gin. I'm like, well, thank you for letting your son wear that romper. He goes, you could have just phoned me. And I respect that.
Yeah. But he'll enjoy his gin. That's for sure. Okay. So we were kind of going along the game, then we got sidetracked. So it's 1-0.
Shocker.
Yeah. It's 1-0 late. I'm a ball of nerves. I keep thinking one bounce isn't going to go our way and we're going to have to sit through like an intermission or something before OT. Like I wouldn't have been able to handle it. And then Connor McDavid does Connor McDavid things. That guy, he's now the second player in NHL history to register multiple points in 6 games in a best of 7 series. And that goal, game 5, you could say this. Game 6, you could say it. Game 7, in that moment, you could certainly say it. He just wasn't going to be denied. Connor McDavid was not going to lose this series.
No.
He's in the driver's seat.
Yeah, it was impressive to see, because the one thing you notice kind of, last year in the Winnipeg series, that they're kind of able to kind of quiet him down a little bit somehow. And he was not going to have that. They had 2 of the best, like Selke candidate centers on the case.
Yeah.
And that wasn't going to stop him.
No,
like he was not going to be stopped, and he wasn't. And it was amazing to see.
And I think, the Oilers really did a good job of wearing down the Kings defensemen in a handful of ways. I think both physically. Led by Connor physically. I mean, running over Dursey that first shift.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
The building blew up right then too.
Yeah. The building went nuts.
But that's the thing. Like like early goals, but early physicality, like that just gets the barn going, but like that gets them going.
And I also just think the Oilers being relentless on the forecheck, not just physically, but making skill plays down low, keeping the puck away from the Kings. I think that built up some frustration, and that played a role in that McDavid goal.
100%.
Sean Dursey, I don't know what was going through that guy's
his controller
brain.
Disconnected.
It did. It looked like he just forgot to play hockey because he was so pissed off about everything.
Yeah, we were in his head. And
then when McDavid finally scores, Dursey's right behind the net, even though McDavid hasn't been there for like 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Wild. And then the McDavid Selly's an all-timer.
Oh, yeah.
So
that photo is amazing.
Oh, amazing photo. I watched the replay yesterday to make sure the old brain was refreshed on what happened. And I laughed out loud to see the Kings they stopped and Connor just buzzing around until eventually.
The one guy.
Yeah, the one guy you don't want to let just buzz around.
To let loose.
Oh, man, it made me laugh.
I didn't know until today that there's a delayed penalty called.
Yeah.
That's what stopped them.
The arm was up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was complaining about the penalty. Like, dude, like, you're in game 7, like complain after the whistle.
Yeah, you cannot do that. But it worked.
He wasn't going to stop Connor. Connor was scoring that anyways. But it's funny. It's funnier though that he did power down like he did.
Good.
How about the Oilers staying out of the box too? And not even like I'm trying to think. I think there was one point where I thought Cassian could have gotten an interference when he hit someone like a little late, but it wasn't even like an egregious call.
Yeah.
I don't think there was like a missed call either. Like the Oilers actually just played like a tight, clean defensive shutdown game. And I get some people are going to sit there and be like, oh, the LA Kings are like a farm team, blah, blah, blah. Like you shouldn't have gone 7, all this. But I think this actually might've been the best thing for the Oilers in terms of getting them ready for the second round is like, I think they learned really hard lessons in this series.
They learned it's regular season and playoffs are 2 different beasts.
Yep.
And run and gun. Like, yes, you got your talent, but you have to pick your spots. It can't be in the forefront. It's something that you have to earn. And it's defense first and just tight, hard checking and just consistent effort. And they showed that those last two games, we might look back. This might be a long run. Like, yes, we got the BOA, which is fucking exciting.
We'll talk about that,
and we'll talk about that. But you'll look back and you'll say probably games 4 and 5 were that just humbling experience where they need to look at themselves in the mirror and say, who do we actually need to be? And they adjusted and they pulled it off. 2 elimination games done. Bye.
And one without Darnell.
And one without Darnell. And one with half a Leon.
Well, yeah, both of them. Like Leon's basically on one leg. We'll talk about that too. But first, got to give some love to our friends at Alfa Romeo of Edmonton. It was a luxurious first round win for the Edmonton Oilers. And speaking of luxury, that is exactly what they specialize in at Alfa Romeo of Edmonton. Leon Draisaitl, he does not have the turning radius of an Alfa Romeo car. He is the turning radius of an 18-wheeler right now. I mean, that guy is hobbling. He is just...
But yet at the same point, he still plays 22 and a half minutes.
He was unreal.
But once again, high hockey IQ and the ability and the best passer in the league, right?
Backhand passer.
Well, it doesn't matter. Backhand passer, yes. And say top 3 passer overall.
Yeah. Yep.
So, he doesn't need to move. And if and this is why he has to play with Connor, because Connor will be the one buzzing around.
Mm-hmm.
But he was just distributing the puck like crazy. But what I did notice is the game got on and the legs started loosening up a little bit. He was skating. And then he was digging in on his edges. He was doing no edge work for the first half of that game. Normally he's hard on his edges, pushing back, trying to create space when he's in their zone, trying to guard the puck. He started doing that in the third period. And maybe it was just because the stakes were high.
Adrenaline's
going. But I'm like, that was reassuring to see. I know we're dealing with a high ankle sprain, and that's a concern. And that is the most nagging injury there is. But I don't know. I'm going to stay pretty positive, and just say, that was a good signal for me to see.
And he leaned in on a couple of those face-offs as well.
Yeah. He started doing draws. He wasn't doing draws at the beginning, was he?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just nervous. You hear if it's potentially a high ankle sprain, I'm just kind of how long can you play through that? Yeah. It won't just get better magically, right? That's something that could actually be an issue going into this next series. So I'm concerned about it. I don't know. But do you
think you got to play him game 1? If
really?
Think about I saw
what's a day off going to do?
I saw Frank's tweet saying maybe you should maybe you should save him and have him come for 5, 6, and 7. But that split on the road is so huge. Important. So you have him game 1 and try to pull one off on the road, and then maybe have him sit. I don't know, or ride that horse.
Let's say he's
German engineered.
I know. Let's say he's at 60% right now. If you sit him for the 2 games in Calgary,
does he go to 90? No.
Does
he go to 65? More likely.
So that's maybe where I'm a little bit torn on it versus if he plays these 2 games, is he going to be down to 50 or 45%? Right. I worry about, it's early in the series. I know. And you want to steal one on the road, but it's just kind of
you kind of need to.
You don't need to. You're never in trouble till you lose at home.
That's true. But this is going to be
a tough series.
This is gonna be a tough series. I was quietly cheering. Yes, I'm happy there's a Battle of Alberta. That's very exciting and very good for business. But I'm an Oilers fan first, and we would mop the floor with the Stars.
I would have sat Leon Draisaitl the whole series if we were playing Dallas because I think we could beat him without him.
Yeah.
But Ottinger, man, he put on a clinic last night.
I know, but we would solve it. We would just 60. We'd get 64 shots. Dallas was giving up that. Dallas was giving that up. But yeah, the only thing Dallas had was they have good defense, and Ottinger was just next level. That was insane. I watched that game. Yeah. And that was wild.
Mike Kelly from the NHL Network he had the number of goals saved above expected. So how many goals your tender legitimately saved. Ottinger was at 12.7.
That's insane.
Basically 2 goals a game. Second in the NHL in the first round was Markstrom at 5.7. Ottinger saved 7 more goals than any other goalie in the NHL in the first round.
What was Smith
He was third at 4.8.
Okay.
Doesn't factor in goals that maybe they cost you.
Yeah.
As I throw up air quotes. Referencing game 1. But Ottinger was unbelievable, but I'm with you. I was rooting for a Dallas win.
But I'm happy there's a BOA. I'm nervous there's a BOA like that now, like ultimate nerves. Like this is war, man. This is bragging rights. This is for the next however many years. You're going to have the ammunition over your fellow city person or whatever you want to call them for a long time. This is ammunition.
Were you born in 91? Would you have
89?
You were born in, so you have no recollection.
No
of 91?
recollection. I mean, like I remember when I was a kid and stuff, like the Dallas series, always being on the side of the roads with signs like "honk for the Oilers" kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no, the 05 Cup run was like just the right age.
Yeah,
it was phenomenal.
Yeah,
like this is bragging rights. Like, and bragging rights is very powerful.
That's why it sucks that the Oilers are banged up right now.
Yeah.
Well, you hope. Well, who's out for Calgary? Tanev.
I think that's it, right?
Shillington, was banged up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No Draisaitl hurts.
Well, we're not. You're saying no Draisaitl. It's so absolute, bro.
Not having Draisaitl at 100% hurts. But you're right. The Flames are missing Tanev, so maybe there's that as well. Markstrom's playing good, but so is Mike Smith. And I wrote about this in the mailbag today, or it was one of my mailbag answers today. I'm done doubting Mike Smith. Like I did it in the regular season, but those last 2 months from March and April were unreal. He had the gaff in game 1 and everyone wanted to switch and go to Koskinen in game 2. There were legitimately people who said that. And you just can't doubt Mike Smith anymore. That guy was unreal. Pitched a game 7 shutout. Like that just doesn't happen.
Yeah, like I think exactly. Game 7 shutout. And that's also a testament to the team in front of him. But he played great. He made saves when we needed saves. Like you're right. Like one goes in, that game, it's a different game.
Yep.
And he stood fat. Like what was it? What was his series stats? Like 930 something? 938?
Yep.
Like
you're asking for that all year.
That's elite. That's a Vezina winning save percentage. Granted, Ottinger was 955 or whatever, but like,
yeah. So Ottinger was 954. Binnington was 943. Markstrom was 943. DeSmith was 941, and R. Smith was 938.
Yeah. You take 938 all day.
Well, DeSmith, you can basically take out of that equation.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He only played one game. Never mind. So yeah, basically you're getting a top 3 goalie in the playoffs here from Mike Smith is what the Oilers are getting.
I'm also very happy that we won because we lost game 1, it improved the series odds. So then I loaded up in the Oilers to win the series.
Nice.
So that was a nice little, when I checked the account to see a little windfall.
That is nice. You win money on Saturday?
I don't remember. I won a little bit of DraftKings. Nothing crazy, but like made a little money there.
Oh yeah, you were showing that to me after the game. You're all fired up.
Hey, I'm on a little roll here.
Yeah, I stuck with my vanilla bet of money line and Connor to score, and
I did remember on the pregame show we talked about it. McDavid to score, Oilers to win, parlay plus 160. Bang, easy.
Yeah, that is juicy.
Do you bet?
No, I don't. But I relay all your information to my buddy that does, and he's made a ton of money off the Oilers.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. Because he fades us?
Yeah, fuck. Don't bet with your heart.
Only bet with your heart.
We did a pregame show on for Game 7, obviously. It was our most viewed pregame show of the season.
Oh, Game 7, baby.
Cowboy Chris, he was just flying.
Oh, he was a vibe.
He was absolutely a vibe. Fuck, I just can't believe they won, honestly. Like my voice is still shot.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say you sound a little hoarse.
Well, everyone does. Yeah. Everyone's got a little throat in their, or a little throat in there. Yeah.
Yeah. A little
frog in their throat. Jeez.
Throat in their frog. Battle of Alberta starts Wednesday night. Friday's game starts at 8:30 at night. Did you guys see
this? This is so embarrassing.
So annoying.
Like NHL, you have 4 of the top 8 scorers or something in the league.
You have the series everyone wants to see.
This is the biggest series. And you're just alienating like 70% of the hockey population by having it start at 8:30.
The game's not going to end till like 1:30 Eastern time.
Like this is prime time. McDavid is a guy that helps grow the game.
Yeah. Although I will say that's the only real bad one, right? Like Sunday, Edmonton is going to be on fire. Sunday, 6:00 Mountain Time start. Long weekend.
Oh, that's spicy.
We get 2 weekend games out of it, basically.
Yeah, we do.
Friday and the Sunday.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So anyway,
8:30 start.
And the NHL's like, damn it. Like, I wish we didn't have to do this, but we do. But like, man, that's a missed. Like, that should be the national game on all of the US outlets.
Yeah.
Like this is the BOA sells records.
You could see it on Twitter last night. Everybody wanted Calgary to win last night on Twitter to see the Battle of Alberta in the second round. Everybody wants it.
Yeah.
And then you're putting it at
It's a battle for Canada.
Yes, that's also
Canada's
true.
team shoots out the other end of that.
Hey, but Ben's going to be back.
Ben will be back. That is correct.
Yeah, Ben's back in the building.
Ben's back in the building.
Ben's worthy of round 2.
Amen. Amen.
So are you guys going to go to any of the games or?
I'm going to try my best.
Do we have plans for any sort of Calgary thing?
So, man, it is okay. Let's unpack this a bit.
Okay.
This is real life. So we're going to, we always let people into behind the scenes.
Break it down.
There's a reason why we didn't do a nation vacation for LA. Like the planning that goes involved, that gets involved. And then all of a sudden, then the disruption because of all the team participation that we need, whilst we're also being good Edmonton fans and hosting parties and doing all that stuff. It gets really, really muddy. So we will always help promote anyone who is putting something on. So people who want to go we can connect them and make that happen. But like we tried, like Nation Dan was like, I think I can get us tickets. Like, let's look at, I'm like, okay, look into it. Like maybe let's do a game. It'd be game 6, I think, right? Game 6. Maybe let's do a game 6. And it's such a shit show. So I think, and it's also like 2 Canadian teams, right? So like ticket, it's a completely different breed. So we're going to hold pause for round 2. We're going to focus on our backyard, which I think we should do for BOA anyways, and invest all our energy in Edmonton. I think that's the right thing.
Watch party.
So just watch parties galore. Our first one will be Wednesday. I don't know which location it's going to be at yet. But I'll tell you one thing, Pint on White on Saturday was absolutely buzzing. The vibes were good there. The celebration was great there. It was good to see. So yeah, we're just going to invest in our time in that. I think that's the most important thing. And as Oilers Nation, that's what we should do. And then, round 3, who knows?
Nothing like a quick trip out to Denver.
It'd be a good time.
Or St. Louis.
Or St. Louis potentially, yeah. But yeah, I kind of like the idea of just keeping it in Edmonton. As much as I'd love to be at the Saddle Dome.
It's exhausting, man. How exhausted were you last week? We went to LA, and granted, we had a lot of fun, but there was a lot of work. There was a lot of travel. And then, I have to come back and jump into the mix here. Playoffs for us does not slow down. There is not a free moment, which is great.
I slept most of the day yesterday.
Well, you had to.
I was surprised you actually made it onto the show yesterday.
Well,
I was impressed.
Yeah, and I took a spiritual walk home from the Pint last night. Really,
it helps.
It cleared it up.
It does help.
Cleared things up a little bit.
And some coconut water.
I had the 1 liter Gatorade, grabbed myself a Donair, hit the streets, made my walkout.
Gatorade flavor?
Worked well.
Yeah, what Gatorade flavor did you go?
Oh, the blue, classic blue. Always.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I'm a blue guy as well.
So I've always been more of a Powerade guy.
Of course you are. You would be.
Wow, you're probably what was it called? Big Sport? All Sport? What was that?
There's the strawberry lemonade Powerade. That is a top tier flavor.
Well, that one's delicious as well. But I had a need for some hydration, and that's why the liter of Powerade went down, or Gatorade went down with delicious Donair.
Liter of cola would have been better.
Nope, I did not need a liter of cola at that time in my life.
Poison you.
I needed to feed the temple, and that's exactly what I did. Jumbo with cheese, banana peppers on there. Had to be done.
I cleansed my body last night with some with a sushi dinner and a miso soup.
Oh, nice. That's what we did in SFO.
Yeah, San Francisco. We had that, or you guys had that idea.
I also had sushi at the game. They have Oilers rolls, and I had Oilers rolls at the game. That was my dinner.
Really?
Yeah.
What's in an Oilers roll?
They just. I was going to make something up, but I can't. I'm not quite with it or witty at the moment. I don't remember. I think it was just like a dynamite roll. There was shrimp and avocado, and let's call it an Oilers roll.
Fair enough. So you flew in on game day?
Yeah. Wow. 7 a.m. Hopped on a plane. One of the coolest things though. So I'm wearing my jersey, obviously. Yeah. And this Japanese fellow came up to me and he's like, "Are you going to the game tonight?" I said, "Yes, absolutely." He's like, "This is my first game. I flew in from Japan and I'm going to go watch the ice hockey." And my mouth dropped that was his first game. We've got a fan for life right now.
Was he an Oilers fan or is he just like, I want to watch an ice hockey game and maybe Connor McDavid is help leading this decision?
It sounded like that he was going to fly out to Vancouver to watch a hockey game, and that was his plan. But then the Canucks didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So because of that, he's like, I picked the next game. And
Love
I'm
it.
surprised he didn't go to LA, but hey.
No,
I'll
good.
take it.
That's that. Yeah. He's
That was the one to
he's
go to.
this fan
Yeah.
for life, because that would have been a scene.
I ran into a gentleman. I think he said he listens to the podcast on the concourse. I ran up. I know maybe this is like a sin in terms of being a fan. 3 minutes to go in the second period. They were up on nothing.
Yeah.
And I had to piss like bad. And I knew I was meeting up with Felton in the intermission. So I was like, I need to piss now. So TV timeout, book it up the stairs, piss. Walking out, this guy stops me and he's like, I drove from Saskatoon this morning to be here for game 7. And then he's like, let's do a shot together. And I was like, oh, I shouldn't, because I was trying to keep it on the rails. And I was like, hey, fine, we'll do a shot. So we went to the bar there. And he's like, 2 shots at Jameson. And they're like, we do not have Jameson here. It's a high class establishment.
Jameson is a good Irish whiskey. How dare you?
So all they had that we could like shoot really was Crown Royal.
Oh,
And I don't know if this is a rule or not, but the bartender was like, I have to put an ice cube in it. I think that's what she said.
yeah, because it's on the rocks.
I don't know.
I don't know. So anyways, take a shot of Crown Royal with the ice cube, and then realizing that the ice cube was too big to just like swallow. So I had to like swish it all around in my mouth until I could spit out the ice cube. It was a rather unpleasant shot, but a pleasant meeting with that nation citizen.
Hell yeah.
That would have made me vomit.
Oh,
right there
man.
in front of him. But that would have a hell of a show it would have been for you.
Mm-hmm. A lot of photo ops at the Romper too.
Hell yeah. Romper. It was very important that the Romper got in the building. There was a lot of Bag Milk, and I applied the full court press to make this happen.
And it did, when a good time was had by all.
And now, if there's a very important game in round 2,
Elimination games.
which would qualify as a very important game.
Yep. Well, like if they're down 2-0, I'm not busting up for game 3. Elimination.
Oh, but that could be the rally.
Yeah, it's the rally
That's a
romper.
must win.
It's the rally romper.
It's not a must win.
At that point,
come
it is.
on.
For all intents and purposes, it is.
You're in a series. You yourself are in a series. You're down 2-0, and you don't think game 3 is a must win.
It's close.
Oh, so you want to go down 3-0?
Don't want to.
Oh God.
But the idea
That's
is
why you have to do your part. We all must do our part.
So then you would wear it to game 4.
Yeah. This is a must win. I just don't want to push the luck of the Romper too.
No, but it's it's strategic. Like must win games. You wore it to Nashville because you traveled all that way and you wanted to see the Oilers win. Mm-hmm. So you wore it.
Mm-hmm.
Game had no impact on the season.
No, I just really wanted to win.
Exactly.
Okay, fair.
So game 3, you really want to win.
Good point. Good point, Captain.
Right.
But only if they're down.
But
that's not. Yeah, exactly. So you will. Yeah, when it's you're right. When we are eliminating the opponent, bring it out.
Okay,
let's go.
Good deal. So how bummed out are you that you're like flying back home now? Like, are you sad you're not going to be here for the BOA?
Yeah, my dopamine's going to be going down pretty quick.
You going to come back out?
Well, I got family out here, so I don't see why not. But
hell yeah,
got to time it with work again. So,
well, we got the Sunday game.
That's true.
Friday and Sunday.
And even if you don't go, just being here,
that's also
you got a free bed.
That free bed,
right?
And that's very true.
You can fly with Flair for $1.
That's also true. Flying from Flair home.
Leave Friday right after work. 8:30 puck drop, right?
True, but I'm an hour behind, right? So I'd have to leave at like 6.
Even then, that's
just 7 your time. It's about an hour flight. I could go to the watch party for the 2nd and 3rd.
That's a lot of flying in a week too.
Yeah, Sunday. Focus on Sunday.
Focus on Sunday. That's a good point.
Yeah, or game. Well, there won't be a game 7, and if there is, then you got to come out for sure.
It is not golfing season yet for the Edmonton Oilers, but if you're
not even for me, I haven't even swung a club yet because we've been so busy.
I know. I haven't golfed yet this year either. I went to the range. I've been in the range twice.
I haven't been to the range this year yet.
I'm depressed. I need to golf.
I wouldn't mind golfing. It's nice out today.
We should have a chat with our friends at Cattail Crossing, just north of Edmonton. They got a new clubhouse. They have a good course.
They have the clubhouse.
They do have the clubhouse.
It's a vibe there.
Yeah, we could go check out Cattail Crossing together.
Yeah, I would love to. We have to go. We should go out there and do a real life video anyways.
Yeah, we should do that. If you go out there to Cattail Crossing, there is an Oilers Nation wrapped cart coming. So if you get the Oilers Nation cart, make sure you post pictures and tag us in Cattail Crossing it.
Please. Yes, please do.
Please do.
And they'll be loaded up with Nation beer there as well.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Which I tried to get when I came here.
Yeah.
And the only thing they had was the off-season one. So I couldn't buy that.
So that is...
Don't get you shouldn't have gotten Jay started on
poked
this.
the bear.
Yeah. There's a logistical issue. But the beer is still the same, which is what it's all about.
It's delicious. It's good for you.
We our first drink of the evening, Bag Milk and I had at Pine on White.
Mm-hmm.
Had a Nation beer.
Yep.
Set the tone.
Yep. Did you guys hit up both pint locations pregame?
We hit the whole city.
Yes, we did.
That's remarkable.
That's impressive.
We went from one pint to the other pint down to Rogers Place.
This is for anyone, any business owners out there looking to partner with the Nation Network. That's how committed we are. We are all in if we're partners.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting both pint locations in one night. It's like Shohei Ohtani pitching and hitting in one night.
Amen.
Ohtani boys.
Ohtani boys for life.
Had to represent today.
Oh, I love it. I just my jersey's now clean after the Uber Dorito incident.
Yeah.
Did you dry clean it or just normal wash it?
Oh shit! Should I have dry cleaned it?
No, I was just thinking out loud because it's a beautiful jersey.
Yeah. Should I have dry cleaned it? Your Chuck, thoughts?
I usually just don't wash my jerseys.
Well, I had orange. Like that's the thing. White jerseys, man.
But I liked my point. Like the orange Dorito dust, you could have just been like, yeah, it's a game used jersey. It's dirt. He's true.
It's pretty. It was like electric orange.
No, you don't have to dry clean it at all.
Okay. Well, it's clean now. I just hung it up, and I can't wait to wear it. It's gonna be part of my summer wardrobe.
Tell you one thing. Round one of this playoffs has been rough on the old Nugent Hopkins jersey.
Some stains.
Yeah, it's got a couple of stains on it, a little bit more banged up than it was before. But you know what? It's the way it's got to be.
I went audible. I was going to wear my Leon jersey again that I wore for game 6.
Mm-hmm.
But I decided that, I had to lean in to Connor McDavid because he was leaning into us.
Mm-hmm.
So I the burnt orange, the original orange jersey, I have that. I dust that. It doesn't even have the C. This is pre-Captain Connor.
Wow.
And I pulled that out and feel really good about it in hindsight.
Amber pulled out the burnt orange McDavid as well for the game. And that's my favorite jersey. So now I don't get it back because now it's good luck. So now she gets to wear it every game.
I respect it.
Yeah. Hey man, you can't be, everyone's got to do their part. There was I had a buddy, I'll kind of talk about this. I had a buddy who I invited to come to the game with. I'm like, hey man, you want to come to the game tonight? And he kind of paused and then he goes, well, how can I say no to that? I'm like, awesome. Okay, you're in. Let's go. And about an hour later, he texts me. He goes, I can't believe I'm going to tell you this. Or I can't believe I'm saying this, but I have to bail. And why I have to bail is because I had plans to go watch the game with my 2 other buddies. And I feel guilty with that and about that. And I don't want to bring that negative energy into the building.
Wow.
And I have to trust my gut here. And I have to say, I can't go. And I'm like, buddy, I respect the hell out of that.
Do you know what he's also doing on Wednesday? He texted me today.
Oh yeah. He's got an Oilers Nation tattoo. Now he's putting Hope Will Never Die around it.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
We need photos of that, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, it's the Mandees.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of vibes.
Yes.
Before the Oilers game in Fort Hall, they had the Leafs game on the TV.
Oh, fuck.
And
I actually feel bad for them.
When the Leafs got eliminated, the crowd went crazy. I talked about this on ONR. The Fort Hall crowd was cheering loud for the Leafs losing. And my heart fell into my stomach. I was like, that is the worst hockey karma ever. You do not watch another Canadian fan base lose on home ice and cheer minutes before you are about to play a game 7 on home ice yourself. And then I go to stand in line for a beer. And the guy in front of me goes, hey, did the Leafs lose? And I go, yeah. He goes, God, there's nothing I love more than watching the Leafs lose. I was like, dude, the Oilers winning is better than that. I was very nervous. I was like, that is bad hockey karma to cheer that loud in your own building for another Canadian.
That just shows you the hockey gods are just.
Are they? I do feel bad for Leafs.
I actually do. It's I thought they were going to break the hex, and I thought like for them to break the hex, it has to be a game 7 win.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the stage is set. The stage is set. But it's It just sucks. You have to play the defending Stanley Cup champions in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, that's rough.
that's a grind. So,
That's rough.
you know, I also do enjoy the chaos. Like it is melting out east, melting.
I don't think they're going to do anything crazy. I think they're going to run it back. Same group.
Same coach.
Yeah. Same coach, same GM.
If they do anything crazy, it's dumb.
I agree. Like winning in the playoffs is just, it's kind of random in some ways.
Ish.
Like
Ish.
Yeah, I know ish, but like that Tavares goal that like didn't count that got called back. Like, yeah, okay, it's a penalty, but like that doesn't happen. That like, you know, like that was a soft call that doesn't go their way. I didn't think the officiating was great towards the Leafs in either of the last two games. You lose an OT game in game 6. Like they blew opportunities. They should have gone up 3-1. They laid an egg, all that. But I think like that is still a really good hockey team. And I get their fan base is nauseating. And I love dunking on Sid Sixero. It's funny. And like the media is annoying, all that stuff. But like, I also think like there's some diehard Leafs fans out there who are just so heartbroken. And I kind of feel for them.
I watched,
at a human level.
Yeah.
I watched Dangle's LFR from yesterday.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh man,
I watched his last year's and it was powerful.
He was so good. Just like you could see it pouring out of him. And I'd like, those are the guys I feel bad for is like the Dangles. Cause man, that was a rough one. Also made me laugh though.
You guys see the Oilers called up Kyle Turris?
Just in case there's a shootout.
Just in case there's a shootout. That's what is going to be the next part of my
life.
Like,
what's the logic there? Maybe just have I have no idea.
Sorry, I wouldn't have been able to talk if I didn't take that drink of water.
Really put that down there.
I think you just need black aces, right? You need to build up a bit of now that the Condors are out and shit too. I know Kyle Turris wasn't necessarily down there, but build up a little black aces squad.
Okay.
Because who would be, if he's here, maybe they're going to send like Broberg back down.
Bob was talking today about Broberg, Niemelainen, and Skinner coming up.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just being here to skate and fill in practice and whatnot. Turris is a pro, right? If you need him to practice on the line, he can do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Elsewhere around the NHL, Rangers beat the Penguins.
How relieved are you?
Very relieved because
I actually had money on it too.
Yeah, I had a considerable amount of money on that Rangers series. I think they might beat the Canes.
I still don't.
I don't know.
I still don't. I just don't believe in the Canes yet.
I don't believe in the Canes yet either.
But that might mean they're good. I don't know.
I just thought Shesterkin didn't really look like Shesterkin early in the series.
So there's a part of me that goes, he might just flip the switch and be Shesterkin.
If he does, they could goalie the Hurricanes for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Carolina's good. They're real good.
Deep. They're well coached, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still hate Bridgemore though.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Obviously.
Never forget.
Everyone hates the Canes.
Never forget.
Oh yeah.
Battle of Florida. That'll be an awesome one.
That should be a pretty physical series too. Yeah. I like there's two like battles, Battle of Florida, Battle of Alberta. Mm-hmm. And they should hopefully, this is a good opportunity for the States to elevate the game with the Battle of Florida, but also the Battle of Alberta. Like this is a prime opportunity.
Yeah. I think that'll just be a hate-filled series. I think it'll rival the Battle of Alberta because those two teams have gone head-to-head in the playoffs.
Yeah, and they've got some meat.
They do have some meat, yes.
We have a little bit of meat now, which is nice.
I think the Battle of Alberta is going to be spicy.
Oh, yeah.
I was watching the game last night and Dallas didn't play them all that physical.
No.
At all, really.
They should have.
And that's not how the Oilers are going to show up in Calgary on Wednesday.
No, and the Oilers have been doing a good job of hitting everything. Yeah.
So that's going to be a different flavor there. And the Oilers score more goals than the Stars did.
They scored more goals in one game, I think, than the Stars did.
The entire series.
Well,
entire series.
Like Dallas was the definition of a one-line team, Looking at, we'll talk a little betting here.
Yeah, of course. Yes, we do.
Over-under for goals for Oilers in this upcoming series against Calgary. Zach Hyman set it in even 2.
I'd like to see him get over that.
Right?
He needs a little jump.
Mm-hmm. He needs a little jump.
I can see him pushing on that bet. I can see him being 2.
Yeah. McDavid 3.5 minus 118 on the over.
You're going to need him to probably go over that.
Well, once again, we're manifesting with our bets, right?
I know. Yeah. But I'm just kind of looking at that. And how many did he have? He had 4 against LA. So I don't think that's unreasonable. 2-goal game for Connor.
This is a series where I know he played really well in the first round, but this is a series where I could see Evander Kane mixing things up as well.
Oh, yeah.
His over-under is set at 3, paying -118.
Oh, I'm pumping that over.
On his penalty minutes too.
Yeah, fair.
He needs to stay out of the box a little bit, get in there, get spicy, but
Draisaitl set at 3.5.
What's the underpay?
It's even money or -118 either side.
I'd stay away from that one.
I just wouldn't, because you don't know. He can do either. Well, anyone can do either.
I love this one. Matt Tkachuk versus Evander Kane, most goals in the series.
Kane all day.
Kane's the favorite at -139.
Kane all day.
Yeah.
Kane all day.
Nuge over under 1.5.
He needs to be over that. He needs to contribute.
They need him. Like, that's one guy who can not single-handedly, but really, really help make up for
He needs to contribute.
any Draisaitl thing that's going on.
Elevate.
Like that, if Draisaitl is at 70%, they need Nuge to be 30% better than what he was in round 1. He had that one good game, and he made great defensive plays. And we gave him love on ONR because he made that play in the second period to break up a breakaway going the other way for LA.
Yeah.
On that topic, I thought Ryan McLeod had a great game 7 too for a young guy.
Yeah, he did. Josh Archibald.
Just a human.
That guy's a playoff gamer, man.
Crazy.
And he should have scored too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, we can work towards wrapping this out. Did you get any oodle noodle while you're in town?
I have it planned for later this afternoon, actually.
Excellent.
Good stuff. And if you don't want to go drive, you use DoorDash. Use the promo code RealLifeDD. Gets you 25% off and no delivery fees on your first order. Shout out to DoorDash. Ding dong. What else you got planned while you're in the city?
I think I'm just hanging out with family and taking it all in. To be honest. Get some merch.
And you know what, Oilers fans, let's just, we got a little bit of time. Like, we can start stressing out again on Wednesday. Let's just enjoy the fact and be grateful we won the first round and just, take it easy for the next couple of days. Hydrate,
get some sleep,
detox, sleep, rest.
Yes. I'm implementing a strict, if the Oilers don't play, I don't touch booze rule for the next few weeks.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that's a fair rule.
Yeah, if they're off, you need to be off. No reason to have drinks if the Oilers aren't.
I'm going to try to be in bed before 11 o'clock tonight. Dare to dream.
I was going to. I had every intention last night, but then I got hooked into that Calgary game.
Yeah. Had to watch OT. I thought Andre was going to steal it for them.
There was a couple chances in OT.
Ridiculous good.
Well, and Dallas hit a lot of posts. Ben had one. Heiskanen, I think, had 2.
Robertson had one early.
Yeah.
Like, oof.
Markstrom's beatable.
He is beatable. Like, his save percentage says he does stop the puck quite a bit, but he's beatable. I feel like this is going to be, this series is going to be low scoring. Thoughts?
There might be a game or two where it just blows up though.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I can see that. But I feel like if we are to, I think we have to bring our game 7 style, 6 and 7. I guess we potted 4 in game 6.
Yeah. Last time these two teams played, wasn't it 9-5?
I watched, oh my God. I watched some Vintage Oilers on Twitter. He's showing some clips from 91. Wow.
But when we were down there and the Oilers lost 9-5, that was arguably one of the sloppiest games they've ever played.
Brutal.
Oh, it was
and
so
they
bad.
still scored 5 goals.
And they almost scored 6 that game. It was right at the start of the third.
Yeah, it was Kane, right? That missed on that 2-on-1, and then Calgary pulled away right after that. That game wasn't as bad as the score or as the box
Tighten it up.
indicates.
Tighten it up. A lot of that shit Woody will get rid of.
I could see it tightening up, but
it's getting tight.
I still think maybe the over might be a smart play.
Life's too short.
Well, you got Daryl Sutter coached Flames.
Yeah.
So they ain't scoring a lot.
Mm.
So
speaking of coaching, it was nice to see Todd McClellan, at least from where I was sitting. He really seemed to have a good chat with the players on the Oilers who he coached in the handshake line. Like he really seemed to spend an extra couple seconds. So, yeah.
And how about how classy Woodcroft was acknowledging Dustin Brown's last final NHL game? So we've done this. Oilers have done this twice now. We did it to Yzerman in 06, and now we've done it to Dustin Brown.
Not exactly the same caliber of player, but yes.
Multiple cup winners, though.
Multiple cup winners.
That's fair.
Yeah. Over 1,000 games.
Yeah. Dustin Brown's not a Hall of Famer, though, is he?
No.
Maybe the U.S. Hockey Hall of
He's
Fame.
a potato.
I'd say that.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Of all the guys who were kind of walking away here, this was probably Chara's last year. He's a Hall of Famer, right?
Chara, Bergeron, question marks.
Bergeron would be a Hall of Famer, no doubt. Getzlav's a Hall of Famer, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course.
Getzlav
One
for
cup.
sure.
Yeah. Fuck, that guy was good. So
Sure.
dominating.
Yeah. Also, Vegas firing another coach.
Man,
I
those
love how
guys
hated
have
they've become.
zero patience. And you know what?
Oh, yeah.
I think this is now oozing into their culture. I think that organization has got horrific culture, and now we're starting to see it. And I think it's trickled down to the players, and the players aren't liking it there. I don't think it's a great place to land. Like, they should never have fired Gallant.
They never should have fired Gallant. That was the mistake. Someone tweeted today, like they've been in the league 5 years. They've missed the playoffs once, yet they're about to be on their third coach. That doesn't even make sense. And their second GM.
Yeah, it's wild. Well, they didn't fire a GM.
McPhee just got moved up, and they had to kind of do that, but still.
But it's just like, so like, there's some weird shit going on in Vegas for sure. The juju is no bueno.
No bueno in Vegas.
No bueno.
But I'm all here for it.
Because
first couple of years in the league, they were kind of like the lovable new guys, and they have quickly turned into like it's a heel turn. Like, hockey fans hate the Golden Knights.
Yeah, and I love that they lost the Eichel trade.
That
like,
too.
I am a low key Sabres fan right now. Also because I'm an Oilers fan and I can totally empathize with Sabres fans, but I think the Sabres are coming now, and I think Tuck, who wants to be a Sabre, Krebs, and the myriad of draft picks that they got, like Buffalo won that trade.
And if the Sabres make playoffs next year and Vegas doesn't,
that'd be
man.
That would be
the storylines that come from that.
That would be amazing.
What would the owner in Vegas even do if they missed the playoffs a second straight year? Just like fold the franchise?
They'd fire everybody.
Well, yeah. What else is he going to do? What other bullet does he have in the gun?
Doesn't have any. That's the problem.
To Utah.
He'll just fire management, take over as GM.
Do it all.
I'd love to see that.
Oh man. Yeah. And then no player want to go there.
No.
It's funny how messed up it is. I can't believe on paper who they are. And granted, I know they had injuries, but still,
yeah. No bueno.
But I'm here for it.
Me too.
I am here for it. Too much success too early. Like, you gotta really
mess with you.
You gotta feel the pain though. Like, that's what being a sports fan is. And then it makes the good times better.
That's what made Saturday night so good. Is because even this year alone, we have been through some dark.
It has been a season.
Like, it's been not to use the cliche, it's been a roller coaster. There was a point where I didn't think they were making the playoffs. I was like, there's no way they climb back into this. And then the lows were so low. The highs this year have been so high. And Saturday was the ultimate high.
Well, it was also like, I don't know if I'm using the right term, but a microcosm. I don't know. It was like a shorter variation of the regular season. Hot, completely disappeared.
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So let's go round 2, baby.
I'm pumped.
Oilers in 6 or Oilers in 7?
Oilers in 6.
Oilers in 6, winning at home.
Well, yeah, I want that, but because it's a BOA, it's probably gonna be like game 7 overtime.
Oh,
which is gonna be the most stressful thing ever. But I'm down for game 6. Game 6 went on home ice. Rest up that ankle, Leon.
I hope
Let's go to St. Louis.
Spent the last 2 days in Connor's hot tub.
Or in that chamber McDavid was in.
The hyperbaric chamber.
Yeah, just live in that for 3 days.
Yep.
Captain Felton, thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thanks for being here.
It's always a good time.
Always a good time.
Shout out to our friends at PointsBet Canada, Oodle Noodle, DoorDash, Alfa Romeo, Cattail Crossing, and our presenting sponsor, the HGA Group. This has been episode 379 of the Real Life Podcast. BOA starts Wednesday, and we'll break down game 1 on Thursday.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Real Life Podcast. Don't want to miss any of our nonsense? Hit the subscribe button and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram.